Howdy everybody. Today we're going to be doing our factoring quadratic equations worksheets. And that's where we're going to take our standard form of an equation, do a little x factor thingy right here, and then get our intercept form of an equation right there. Now, pretty easy. B goes on top, B. A times 2 goes on bottom, A times C. Fractions on the side are divided by A. And then the numerators of our fractions will be the factors of A times C that add to B. Cool? Cool. Okay, so let's get started. Let's do number one. Number 3, number 5. Okay, so number 1, we have, first step we're going to do is label our A, B, and C. So we have 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. So A will be 2, B will be negative 3, and C will be negative 9. So then after that, after you label, you're going to have your x. On top will be b, which is negative 3. On bottom is a times c, which is negative 18. And we divide by a, which is 2. Now, we need to factor negative 18 to see which one of the factors equals negative 3. So factor negative 18. So start with 1, negative 18, negative 1, 18, 2 and negative 9, negative 2 and 9, 3 and negative 6, negative 3 and 6, and looks like 3 plus negative 6 equals negative 3. So those would be your two numerators. And then once you have your fractions, you're going to go ahead and put your new form of your intercept form, which is going to be a times x plus blank times x plus blank, where one fraction will go there and the other fraction will go there. A will be 2, so 2 goes there. And we're going to have x plus 3 over 2. And then x plus negative 6 over 2. Since it's negative, it'll be x minus 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now, we have this fraction right there, which we don't want. Whenever you see a fraction, take your coefficient and distribute it into the binomial with the fraction. So 2 times x is 2x plus 2 times 3 divided by 2, the 2's cancel, and you're going to be left with 3. And then x minus 3. And that's it, right there. Dunzo. Okay, number 3, A, B, and C. So label first. A is 4, B is negative 8, C is 3. After you label, do your x. On top will be B, which is negative 8. Bottom is 4 times 3, which is 12. Right? Yeah. Okay. And then divide by a, which is 4. And then, yeah. Now we're going to factor the bottom to see what adds to the top. So factor 12. So 1 and 12, negative 1, negative 12, 2 and 6, negative 2, negative 6. Which one of those 4 adds to negative 8? Negative 2 plus negative 6. Done. So we have that. So now let's go ahead and put our new form, your intercept form. So a times x plus blank times x plus blank. A is 4. X plus negative 2 over 4 reduces to x minus 1/2. And then x plus negative 6 over 4 reduces to x minus 3 over 2. Now, as you see here, we have 2 fractions there and there. We don't want those fractions. But since we only have one coefficient, we can only distribute into one of them. So, in order to distribute into both binomials, you need 2 coefficients. So, break up 4 into 2 numbers. And 4 breaks up into 2 times 2. So, we write that as 2 times 2. And then x minus 1/2. X minus 3 over 2. So, distribute one in there and the other in there. So, 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1/2 is 1. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 3/2 is going to be 3. So there is your factored equation. Just to reiterate, when you have 2 fractions, you're going to break up, split up, factor, whatever you want to call it, your coefficient into 2 numbers. Okay? Okay. Now, number 5. Label first A, B, and C. A is 1, B is 9, 6 is 8. Well, C is 8, sorry. So then put your x. On top is b, so 9. Bottom is a times c, which is 8, divided by a, which is 1. Now factor 8 to see what adds to 9. 8 factors up into 1 times 8. 1 plus 8 is 9, so we already found it. 1, 8. Put your form, a times x plus blank times x plus blank. A is going to be 1. X plus your first fraction, 1 over 1, so x plus 1. Then x plus your second fraction, which is 8 over 1, so 8. And that is it. Easy. That was an easy one. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and do 7, 9, 11, and 14. Okay. Number 7. What do we do first? We label A, B, C. Then what do? We draw our x. On top will be 10. Bottom will be negative 24, because a times c, 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. Divide by a, which is 3. And now we factor negative 24. So start with 1, negative 24, negative 1, 24, 2, and negative 12, negative 2, and 12. We can stop there. Which one of those factors adds to positive 10? Negative 2 plus 12. So negative 2 goes there, 12 goes there, and then rewrite into your new equation, which is a times x plus blank times x plus blank. A, which is 3, and then your first fraction is going to be x plus negative 2/3. Doesn't reduce, but it's a negative, so it'll be x minus 2/3. And then your second fraction goes into your second binomial, so x plus 12 over 3 reduces to 4. We have one fraction, so distribute your coefficient into that binomial. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 divided by 3 is just 2, and then x plus 4. Donezo. Okay, number 9. What do we do first? Then, and then, and then, and this one. And then two-fourths reduces to 1/2. Okay, so here's a confusing part. Again, we have two fractions right here and right there. Can y'all remember what we do when we have two fractions? We're going to break up our coefficient. 4 breaks up to 2 times 2. And then you distribute one into that one, the other into that one. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1/2 is 1. And then again, 2x plus 1. Now, since we have the same binomial twice, we can rewrite that as 2x plus 1. What goes right there? Squared. Now, that's your answer. But this is also called something that we need to know. This here is going to be called a perfect square trinomial. So this right here, this trinomial is called a perfect square trinomial because when you factor it, it's two binomials squared. So it's a perfect square trinomial. Okay? Make sure you know that. We're going to jump into that whenever we do completing the square method. And you convert from standard form to vertex form. Okay, number 11. Remember, first thing we do is label. So we have x squared, so we have an a. But do we have an x? No. Since we don't have x, b will equal 0. And then c equals negative 1. So do your x. On top is b, which is 0. Bottom is negative 9, because 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. Divide by a, which is 9. Find the factors of negative 9 to add to 0. So the factors of negative 9 add to 0 will be 3 and negative 3. What? Yeah. So 3 here and negative 3 there. And then you'll have your a times x plus blank times x plus blank. A is 9. X plus 3 over 9. Oh, and 3 over 9 reduces to 1/3. So x plus 1/3. Then x minus 1/3. Next, we have two fractions again. So again, we're going to, whenever you have two fractions, you're going to split up, factor up, break up the coefficient into two numbers. So 9 breaks up to 3 times 3. So that'll be x plus 1/3 and x minus 1/3. You're going to distribute one into there, the other into there. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 1/3 is plus 1. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 1/3 is negative 1. Now, is that a complete perfect square trinomial? Nope, because one has a positive, one has a negative. Okay, and one more to go. 14. Label A, B, C. So we have 1, 6, and 5. So then do your x. A, B, and C. So B goes on top, so 6. A times C goes on bottom, 5. Divide by A, 1. Factors of 5 that add to 6. 1 and 5 add to 6. 1 and 5. So A times x plus blank times x plus blank. A is 1. X plus your first fraction, which is 1 over 1. Oops, which is just 1. And then x plus your second fraction, which is just 5. There we go. So that's all what she wrote. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to do the rest of the worksheet. Turn it in on the following Monday. Okay. Thanks and gigum.